Let me know when I could send that tweet with the link here. Hold on.
We are live, and I'll send you the link in a minute.
Yeah, send me the link, and then I'll just send something out. Yeah, actually, just let me know when did you put it out on Twitter?
Not yet. I got to start it, and then I got to share everything.
What's that?
I have to start it, and then I got to go get the link.
Oh, I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know.
John, we are live on the air, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on the air?
Yeah, we're on
the air.
Oh,
no way.
We've been on the air for 45 seconds, sir.
Have we really? Wow.
Yes.
So this is sort of like bonus material.
Yes.
But welcome, everybody, to another exciting episode of Spitball Media Podcast. We're going to be spitting out some top entertainment stories covering the world of entertainment media. My name is John Draper, of course. Shah is here. Shah, how you feeling, man? You got a little backectomy going on?
I throw my back out. I throw my back out, I feel like, every couple of months. And it's nothing that I did. I sleep in awkward positions, and the next day I feel like my muscle got torn off. Like, I don't know. And I'm out of commission for a couple of days like that. So,
I'm
here though.
We're here. Yeah, you're showing
I'm
up.
a little drowsy, just in advance. I have some painkillers in my system, so if I sound drowsy 45 minutes into the show and start slurring, you know why.
Maybe we could raffle some off for profit. And of course, the king of the Midwest, B-Show Brian. B-Show Brian, I hope you're not in any kind of pain.
No, just tortured spirit, I guess. Jesus. How are you, John?
Dude, I'm doing okay, man. It's been a very, very busy week. A lot going on. But before we get to all the entertainment stuff and the top entertainment stories of the week, we just want to remind everybody that you need to go to patreon.com/breaktheapp for the inflation busting affordable price of just $5 a month. You get the full catalog, including the classic Break the Apocalypse episodes going back to episode 0, plus tons of bonus content. Shah, what a great premium package.
Yeah, man. Again, I compare it every week to what I bought. I bought a slushie today from Sonic, and it was $4.50.
What size?
It was just like a medium regular, you know. So we're basically the same price as a Sonic slushie if you get it on its own.
Wow, I heard Sonic slushies are good. What flavor?
That's depressing. My worth combined with UNB show is the same as a slushie a month.
What? Wait, what flavor? What flavors do you get? Is it like
I get the cherry limeade. How does that make you feel though? we're worth $1.25 each.
We're worth B-Show, I'm okay with $1.25 each.
I'm all right. I mean,
I'm okay with that.
Could be better, but there's other people out there worth like a quarter, maybe 45 cents. You know.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a Lucy cigarette shop.
It's funny. I didn't realize my brother lived in a terrible neighborhood when he was in college until I wanted a cigarette, and he said, "Well, you can buy singles at the gas station."
How much were they?
They're like $3-4, something like that.
Oh God,
there was a convenience fee for sure. Yeah.
Hold on, slow down. A single Lucy was $3-4,
$2-3, something like that.
Were you buying dips? What were they?
Yeah, what?
Fucking Kodiak long cut? No,
dude. What was in that Lucy cigarette, man?
It might have been Sherm. I don't know.
Yeah,
they must have been dipped, man. It was fucking $3-4.
You might want to talk to somebody.
Lucy's used to be 50 cents. I'm sure at the corner store they're probably like $1 now. $3-4. That's
probably Wait, if they're $1, because they got a profit off opening it, so it's like
Yeah, but still, the profit is $1 is a profit,
I don't know.
Dude.
I have no
idea.
Think
about it. A pack of cigarettes, I think, is like $8.50 now. But it depends on what you get.
Oh no, it's not. It's like $16, I think, in this city.
Well, New York is different than here.
Yeah.
But like tops here is like probably like $10 or whatever.
Really?
So I mean, if you open, there's 20 of them in there. You sell them for $1, you're still making $10 on top of what you would with a regular cigarette pack.
Wow. Yeah, B-Show, if you paid $4 for a cigarette, man, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fucking wild, dude.
I was being ridiculous. I was being ridiculous. It was probably closer to $1 or $2. But
well, at any rate, you could stop smoking, put the Sherm down, and go to patreon.com/breaktheapp for the inflation busting low price of just $5. And we got Will T's in here. We got Joe Punches, Slave Cheeks. Will T saying Lucy's is supposed to be what, like $3 for $4 or something?
Yeah, those are prices from like 1987 though.
Really?
Unless he's smoking American Eagles or something.
Yeah, American Spirit, right? No, it's American Spirit. Is that what it is?
Those
American
are expensive, dude. Those are more expensive. Yeah.
Shah, you smoke. What do you smoke cigarettes? What brand do you smoke?
I vape now.
Oh, you vape now?
Yeah, I vape now.
Bayou Geeks is in the house. Big Red is the new Papa Rouge.
When I did smoke, though, I was smoking Newports, which is like,
You smoking Newports and Puma sweats?
dude, I
Wow,
smoked
like a third
Newports all my
baseman.
life. I smoked Newports for 20 years.
Wow, I smoked Marlboro Reds for 20 years.
That's just as bad. But actually,
Right?
Newports is probably worse, I would say.
Yeah, I mean,
Fiberglass and shit.
yeah,
I
I
just
mean,
not sorry. I always had this weird conspiracy theory in my head that Newports must be the worst cigarettes to smoke, because I just figured, I was like, mostly minorities smoke this shit. I feel like they would probably put a little extra poison in these bitches just to get rid of us. So I feel like Newports might be the deadliest out of all of them. Like, if you want to be safe, go smoke like the whitest cigarette, like, you know, some Pall Mall, like some shit like that, you know?
yeah. Will T is saying Newports in 2004 were
That's crazy.
$4.50
They're
a pack in
$12
Connecticut.
now, bro. $12 now.
Jesus Christ. What's up, Will T? Shah, I was just noticing something before we move on to the show. Your background is interesting because it looks like an escape room. Like you have two doors, right? Like I'm just noticing this for the first time. First of all, it's Shah, for people that don't know, every room in Shah's house is immaculate. Bisho, stop me when I tell a lie. Yes or no? It's immaculate.
It's immaculate. Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
no,
it's
not
cool.
clean.
And he just painted the living room too.
Yeah, just painted it. But it's
I
like
actually hate it. I'm gonna repaint it again next week.
It looks like Shah's always showing the house, like instead of just living in the house. Like it's like people are coming in to rent it.
Like
But
he's staging it, yeah.
Yeah, like he's staging the house, right? So what's up to Drew Yara? He only smoked one cigarette in his life and he hated it. Lucky you, my friend.
Nerd.
But Shah's got two doors. They're identical doors, like 3 feet. I mean, sure, it's more than that. But Bisho, doesn't that look interesting? The doors are so close to one another. It's like almost like if you go through door A, you'll get a prize. If you go through door B, you're gonna get hit in the face.
Yeah, with a giant, like Gallagher-sized hammer with a fucking tack in it.
You're gonna get hit with a mallet.
Yeah, it does. It looks like Shah is recording like a horror movie that's found footage from like a streaming service. Like something's gonna happen.
Yeah,
like it's too serene. It looks too beautiful. It looks like a small set.
I'm waiting for something to come out of one of the doors and upset me.
You guys are hyping this up. It's such a lackluster answer to that. This is the bathroom and that's the hallway.
I know, but you wouldn't. But I'm just saying, if you look at it, it looks so it's so fancy. You so fancy. Anyway, go to patreon.com/breakdown $5. Now, Patreon people, we're going to get this out the way real quick. This weekend, we will be recording your, as we end the month, your August question and answer show. So you can get it in under the wire if you get it in by tomorrow. Okay, we'll be getting that show out to you over the weekend. We're excited to do the Q&A. And of course, thank you to the many, 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 many Patreons. Help keep the lights on in this joint. Now, interesting, guys, the summer is over. It's the end of the summer. I do not feel like this was a real summer personally. It just didn't seem very summery. It rained about 90% of the time where I live. But the summer is over. Shah, any summer big weekend end plans?
Not really, man. I've been working like every day pretty much. So I haven't really.
You got to pay for those. You got to pay for those Newports.
Yeah, well, vape now.
Vape. Yeah, vape.
By the way, I don't know. I didn't realize how much damage cigarettes did to me. I know like vaping isn't healthy, but yes. I do feel the difference between my breathing. Like, dude, I would walk up the stairs and I'd be out of breath. I'm like, dude, I'm not like super overweight. I'm not like 65. Like, why the fuck am I out of breath for walking up the stairs?
It could be the smoking.
Exactly.
As Bisho hits his vape.
I mean,
I had a similar story, man. I hadn't been smoking for years, and I started smoking a vape about 6 months ago, and let's just say I didn't realize how much smoke you could take in when you don't feel it, and the tablecloth was moving. I'll put it to you that way.
Jesus Christ! Well, dude, you're big and you got burly lungs. Your lungs are the size of a Suzuki Samurai. I mean, my gosh, your lungs.
I know. It's like when Rocky's fighting the fucking beef in the cooler.
Yeah. That beef is your lungs. That's what it is. What were you gonna say, Shah?
I think the freakiest thing is, I don't know if you guys have ever done that, where you like almost like blow like air into your cheeks, but hold it in and then puff it out. After smoking for like 30 minutes, if you do that, there's still smoke coming out of your mouth, which blows my mind, because it's like, dude, that shit just stays in your lungs for hours. Just like
when I smoked cigarettes, I used to like to blow it out my nose a lot. Yeah, I just thought it looked cool. I just remember my dad doing that a lot. Of course, that killed him, but
my dad did the same tricks. He'd put it in his nose, blow fucking.
Yeah. and
little
smoke
fucking
rings.
toes out
Smoke
of it.
rings, yeah.
Yeah, I had a cigar this year for the first time in a few years, and I really enjoyed it. But I don't do it because I enjoy it. What's up, Mr. Isaacs? I don't like it's one of those things. Like I know I probably brought this up on the show, but the Italian crime drama Gomorrah. There was a mob boss. His name was Mr. Conti, and he used to vape. And as you can imagine, they would call him names for vaping, like "Why are you fucking vaping?" Like they would call him like pejorative names for vaping. And they said, "Hey, Conti, why don't you just smoke a fucking cigarette like a real man?" And he said, "I would, but I like it too much." Like it was his way of like the discipline. Like in other words, he wanted to appear like he's denying himself how much he loves the cigarette, so he would vape. And then at the very end, when he started falling apart, he started smoking, and that's when you knew he was going to lose control and get brutally killed, as they do in the mafia. This is what they do. But the summer is over. Bisho, any final summer plans for you and the family?
No, we didn't even take a vacation because we got the pool. So
Well, yeah. Well, I mean,
that was the vacation, really. But
yeah.
no, like you said, it wasn't really. It was weird. It was like hot for like 2.5 weeks, and then rainy and windy the rest of the time. So
Yeah, and now it's the fall. Now it's almost the fall already.
yeah, we
I've
might
loved
do
the
like
summer so far, weather-wise.
really.
It's been really nice here. It's just been like springy. Like we haven't had much rain. It's just been kind of nice.
It's going down to 49 degrees tonight. So, so happy summer. Dirk is in the house. Seeing B Show with the hat makes me want to watch a Bronx Tale. I think he looks more like House of Pain-ish. He's a little bit more Irish, I think, with the hat. What do they call those hats again?
I don't know. It's not quite a newsy cap, but
No, it's not
I
really
feel like I'm starting
newsy.
because the beard and shit. I feel like the guy from Indiana Jones. Like, hello, Indy. How are you, my friend?
Yeah. I'm not even gonna laugh. I was gonna bring that guy up. I'm gonna bring him up later because I don't want to distract the show too much. But the summer is over, and of course, the summer weekend blockbusters. The blockbusters of the summer will be leaving the theaters, and soon we'll be getting our holiday type theme movies and everything else. A lot of people are already sharing things about Halloween. Joe Punches just mentioned Halloween decorations start going up. I noticed in the mall, guys, the Halloween stuff's coming out. But the summer blockbusters are over, and an interesting thing. Last Sunday, nationwide in this country, we called the Americas. They had National Cinema Day. Now, that National Cinema Day, for those who didn't know, you could go to the movies for $4, which, as Shah will tell you, bargain, right, Shah? $4 movie ticket.
Fucking slushy.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, B-Show, if you wanted to take kids, $4 movie tickets, big fucking deal.
Yeah, in fact, that's what I ended up using my movie passes for. I thought I'd use them for me. I ended up just doubling up when I got to take two of the kids to the movies and pretty much get in for quote unquote free, even though I'm paying
Yeah.
for it.
Well, they had the National Movie Day, and it was basically you had thousands of cinemas selling movie tickets for $4 just for Sunday, and it was super successful. They're reporting that 8.5 million tickets were sold on Sunday alone, guys. I mean tickets, not money. 8.5 million movie tickets were sold on Sunday, with grosses at 34 million for the day, with a 16% week over week increase from the previous Sunday. I mean, it's just, and by the way, this isn't counting concessions. This is just ticket sales. Fucking extraordinary profit, right? I mean, it's kind of a big deal. Did either one of you know about this, Shot? Did you know that you can go to a movie for $4 last week?
No, I had no idea. I would have definitely gone if I knew.
Yeah, I knew because I have the Regal and they send you all this shit. But
they should have advertised it better though. I feel like because I mean I used to be part of Regal. Like they didn't send me a text or anything. Like I didn't get anything.
Yeah, B-Show, you didn't know about it either, huh?
No, not till after it happened. I was kind of disappointed. But it's amazing. It's amazing how many people go to the movies when it's fucking affordable. Imagine that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what they said. And they said they don't do a report for the concessions for the day. That's just not how concessions work. I think where concessions are reported weekly or monthly or something like that. But an interesting thing happened. So I have a movie pass. I don't need to go for the discounted movie tickets, but I knew that was the thing happening. And the theater that I go to frequently here in upstate New York in one of the two malls is a Regal. And unfortunately, with the discounted tickets came some discounted ticket behavior and a massive fight with teenagers that they had to call dozens of police to break up, took over the movie theater. It was like 7 o'clock at night. There was all over the news here the next day. Basically, it was a teenager fight of 50 people at the Regal in the lobby of the concession stands, killing each other, like violently running through the mall. Police from 7 different counties were chasing teens all through the mall. There was a picture. If I showed you this picture, it would look like fucking the Ukraine war. Somebody took a picture driving by with their camera phone. It didn't get. There wasn't a lot of footage, but unfortunately, Shah, this is something I think that as happens a lot in movies, and sometimes. I mean, do you think this is the reason why a lot of people won't bother going to like a crowded theater on like a weekend night in the summer, in particular?
See, this happens at the mall a lot too. I mean, I see like viral footage of teenagers causing like ruckus and riots pretty much everywhere now.
Yeah,
That's totally a thing now. Like, I mean,
it's hot.
we used to be rowdy, but I feel like nowadays they realize that if they jump people with more numbers, there's going to be no retaliation. Even with like them mugging people or going into stores and looting. Like looting is a huge thing now in California, dude. They're just
I
walking
just
in.
saw that. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, it's every week they're walking in with 100 people, just taking all the
Everything
TVs
and
out of
anything.
Best Buy and just walking out. No one's
No one's doing
walking out.
anything. Yeah,
No one's
yeah.
doing anything. So I think people are realizing if they go in, 60 deep and start some shit, it's going to be a lot harder to arrest all of them. They
Yeah.
tend to get away when it's more people. So I think anytime you get a bunch of teenagers together, some shit's going to go down.
And B show, by the way, this video that Shaw's talking about was actually at a Home Depot today. B show,
Well, I'm not even just talking about that. I saw jewelry.
well, no, there's a
stores
ton of them, but this one is
every
them.
week.
This one is
Yeah.
them stealing the teens completely dressed. They have Antifa style. Not that it's Antifa, but they are completely dressed head to toe like ninjas. Like you can't see anybody's face. No, they do. They look. This is like ninja wear. Look at this. But B show, what if you wanted to take the kids to my movie theater to go see like Barbie or something at 7 o'clock, and now you're stuck in a teen brawl? This is it.
Place your
Wow.
bets. I don't know. Like that. You know what though? There's a certain mall that we used to go to all the time, and we don't go anymore because they put curfews in place, and there's always
Yeah.
like fights and shootings and stuff.
Yeah. Now I just want to be
Yeah.
fair, B show. The footage you're seeing here is from a couple of years ago. This is not from the movie theater fight.
Oh,
This is the mall in question, but it is not. If you see, there's a police. If you scroll up, see that little police thing right there in the
Holy
middle,
shit.
like
Here?
right in the middle there. Yeah, where it says, that's the large group of juveniles fight at Regal Cinema. Smaller fights throughout mall. No injuries reported. No arrests made. They couldn't arrest anybody because there was too many people to arrest.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, it's an interesting strategy. B show, when I was a kid, we would go to the mall to go to Chess King, look for girls, and maybe get an Orange Julius. We didn't go there to settle gang scores like West Side Story.
No, like when I was a kid, it was like mall rats. Our parents dropped us off. We just walked around a window shop. Maybe we bought something from the record store, Hot Topic, something. We don't do this shit. I wasn't throwing shit through windows and
Yeah.
tearing down mannequins and fighting people. I mean, I don't get it.
Now, the
I feel like a
interesting
lot
thing
of
about
it-
this mall, by the way, we should shout out Kevin Castle is in the house. I know
What's
that
up,
guy.
Kev?
What's up?
There's a precinct in the mall, and it did not. It's right by the movie theater. There's a precinct right by the movie theater, and it did nothing. There was
But this should be like predictable behavior. I remember during the 2020 riots, right when people started looting and that went on television. I don't even know if we were doing the show yet, but I drove that night to the King of Prussia Mall, which John, you know where the King of
I
Prussia
love that.
Mall
I
is.
just love the King of Prussia Mall.
Biggest mall in America now. I think.
Huge, enormous. Mall
I
of
knew
America.
instantly as soon as I saw people looting in other states, I was like, oh shit, they're gonna hit the King of Prussia Mall within 20 minutes. And my dumb ass, like I like to be in the middle of this shit and just get a firsthand view of it. So I was like, yo, I'm
Yeah,
just
you
gonna
like
drive to the mall and just like watch it burn. Like I don't know why not.
Yeah, why
And I
not?
drove there and there was a couple teenagers trying to get in, dude. The cops were already there. They're not fun.
Oh yeah.
They were ahead of the game. But I mean, stuff like this. If you're doing a $4 movie, like a bunch of teenagers are showing up, dude. It's gonna be fights.
Yeah, it's bedlam. I mean, like,
Everybody's gang affiliated nowadays too. You know what I mean? Like every
you got the
teenager is a big
Archies,
gang.
you got the Jets, the Sharks, the Tone Rangers. You got it all, B show.
The Woos and the Chews.
Yeah.
in New York.
The Tongs. You got it all, B
Right.
show.
I'm not hip to that shit. I just hope Lin-Manuel Miranda didn't show up singing show tunes and shit.
I can't wait till the Warriors show tunes start. Like Coney Island, Coney Island, Coney Island. It's going to make me want to throw up in my mouth. But the thing is, this is where I go to my movies, guys. I'm a weekly moviegoer. I'm there all the time. I see all my movies there. It's one of, I can go to a different one, But the thing is, I go to the movies like I go by myself. So I feel like if you're gonna go by yourself, you go early and you keep to yourself. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna go by yourself, what time is the first showing? That's my movie. You know what I mean? B show. There's not a lot of single ticket sellers on a weekend night, I would hope, at a movie
No, in
theater.
fact, I've gone to the movies like because they do opening nights on like Thursdays before big
Yes,
premieres here.
midnight, sometimes late. Late.
Yeah, and depending on the movie, sometimes I can go by myself if it's the night before, if it's midnight or 10 o'clock at night, or like I went to go see Pearl, I think on a Thursday, and there was nobody in there. It was me and like
Perfect.
two other people, and it
Amazing.
was awesome.
It's the
It was
greatest.
great.
It's the greatest. Shah, you go to the movies. I mean, you go to the movies not that frequently, but you'll go on a weekend night. Like I'll never go on a weekend night. You couldn't pay me to go on a weekend night.
Well, the only time I go now is usually when my girlfriend's over. So she's only over on the weekends. So I kind of have to go. But I mean, if she lived closer, because she lives an hour away from me.
Oh, she lives
So
that far? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So yeah, poor her, man. She's been driving here an
Wow.
hour every weekend.
Putting in work.
So,
Just putting in that
yeah.
work. Putting in that work.
But I mean, if she lived closer, I would definitely shoot for going on a weekday because I prefer that, honestly. Like I like the idea of having the whole cinema to myself.
Oh,
Like,
it's the
I love
greatest.
it. I hate people
It's the greatest.
naturally. Like in general, I don't like people.
Yeah.
So the least amount of people in my,
Yeah. And
vicinity
Slave
is
Cheeks is
great.
pointing out, Shah, if you go to the first showing, it's always usually less expensive.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Chris Matthews is saying, shout out to Chris Matthews. He goes by himself. He avoids the crowds unless he's got to go with like wife and kids. Yeah. I mean, and Drew says the same thing when he goes, anytime he goes, he tries to sit in the middle. I mean, look, I'm not worried that this is going to be an every week occurrence at my movie theater, but it's just sad that the one day that the tickets are not $12, that you can't take your kids on a Sunday fucking night in the summer. Like, hey, let's go see the Turtles. We'll see the 7:30 show, and you pull up, and it's like gang beef while you're trying to get your fucking your popcorn and your milk duds. B show. It's very sad.
Well, it's like Joe Punches in the chat said, they were the Foot Clan. They showed up and assembled and played Turtles the home game instead of watching the movie.
Yeah, and I don't know if I brought this up here, but I may have brought it up on Soup. Me, when my wife has been in my life on and off for like close to 40 years, literally, and like one of the first movies we saw together was the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and we had to leave the UA movie theater in Sheepshead Bay because there was a gang fight going on a Saturday or Friday night at like 8 o'clock. In like 88 or 89 or whatever the fuck it was. Like it's crazy, man. Like dude, there was one night I was leaving the movie theater with my girlfriend. I might have been seeing A Time to Kill. You know that movie with Sam Jackson and Matthew McConaughey? Yeah, they deserve to die. I hope they burn in hell. It might have been that movie. We're leaving that movie theater in Sheepshead Bay, and as we get to a light away from the movie theater is right by a parkway. So as we get to like the residential street, there's a guy laying in the street bleeding. And a guy screaming, being like, "There's no cell phones. This is like '92, whatever the fuck it was. Like somebody take us to the hospital. My boy's been shot. My boy's been shot." And my girlfriend at the time was driving, and she goes, "What do I do?" I go, "Bitch, drive. We're not fucking taking nobody out." And then as he's driving, it's like, "You fucking bitch!" All his friends laying there bleeding in the street. I was like, "True story." I was like, "Bitch, drive." She had the little Volkswagen, like, she had a little Volkswagen Golf. I was like, get the fuck away from here. No chance. No chance. But yeah, it was National Cinema Day in spite of the gang fights. And it seemed to be a pretty big success. So hopefully they'll do a better job of promoting that. But the summer blockbusters are going to be leaving the theater. We got some news this week. Oppenheimer looks like now it is the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. It is now at 800 million globally. It just opened in China, and it looks like it could be knocking on the $1 billion door, Shah. Pretty impressive.
That kind of blows my mind, honestly. I mean, the fact that there's still $1 billion movies kind of at least gives me hope for cinema, because I really would hate to live in a world where movie theaters aren't a thing and everything just comes to fucking streaming. Like certain movies, you need that theater experience. I feel like a Jurassic Park type of movie. I don't want to premiere that in my living room. I don't care if you have a 70-inch TV. You're not matching the same vibe as a movie theater. You know what I mean? I like that experience. I mean, not so much now because like you get the teenage. Now that I'm older, you see these teenagers always like laughing in the middle of horror movies and shit like that. And back in the day, it was a lot more tolerable when teenagers tend to look normal.
Right.
Now it makes me want to like punch them in the face because I look over and it's like a carrot top haircut with like pink hair and all this weird shit. And it's just they're much more annoying to me. Like humans are just more annoying. So yeah, I mean that's the only downfall of movie theater experiences for me. But I hope they stick around. But movies like this making $1 billion honestly shocks me because I just feel like people just don't go to the movies anymore. But
yeah, it's officially at 800 million. Now we should also point out,
Good.
B-Show, as an R-rated movie to do this kind of box office is unprecedented. Only The Joker previously, and now obviously The Joker, we all know, had the luxury of, of one of the most riveting performances of all time. I mean, it was a movie that most people had to go see because they had heard Joaquin Phoenix was just beyond, like it was an experience. But B-Show, not only is it one of the highest, it might be the highest grossing, it's going to end up being the highest grossing horror movie. It's also a movie that's about a fucking atomic bomb that's mostly all talking, and an hour of it is black and white.
That's what surprises me because you mentioned Joker. That was a triple threat. You had like Scorsese directing. You
Not
had
Scorsese. That's not Scorsese. Joker.
Who was it?
That's the guy who does the Hangover movies.
Oh, that's right. I was getting confused by
Yeah.
Scorsese shitting on certain things. And
Scorsese doing Joker, man.
That would be, oh my God. Can you imagine?
It would probably
the music would have been way better. But go ahead, B-Show. I'm sorry.
It would have been De Niro though. Like, hey, I'm the Joker.
De Niro's in the movie, B-Show. What are you talking about? De Niro's in the movie.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They would have flipped it around. But anyway, but it had the cast. It had the Joker, obviously that character lore, even though it was a character movie instead of a comic movie. So there's a lot going into that. Oppenheimer is a period piece. It's a historical movie. It has everything about it. Todd Phillips, thank you, Drew and Joe.
Todd Phillips, thank you.
It has everything going for it that I think would prevent it from doing that kind of business. I would not have guessed this at all. And in fact, when it came out versus Barbie, I thought it was just going to bomb and go away.
Really?
No pun intended.
You thought Oppenheimer was going to bomb?
I didn't think there was that.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys both thought it was going to bomb?
Not completely bomb where it's like making like 10 million, but I mean, I didn't think it was going to make 800 million.
Jesus.
Yeah, like a modest showing and then kind of go away. Because like Saving Private Ryan, other than like that started with veterans. There's other movies like Pearl Harbor that like certain people will go see, but they're not like huge.
Well, they're blockbuster movies. They're event films with big cast and big explosions and such.
But this one just won't die, and the wider it goes, the better. Like the bigger it gets. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is really shocking because like it looks now, all roads, guys, lead to it doing $1 billion global. That is, I mean, well, Jesus Christ.
I think certain period pieces with certain directors attached to it tend to do good numbers. I mean, you look at like Apocalypto, you look at fucking, all those type of movies. They usually tend to Gladiator. They tend to do well. I know Napoleon is coming out this year. What do you guys predict that's going to do?
Well, that's an interesting thing because you have Joaquin Phoenix, very, super popular. You have what's his face, the alien director, Ridley Scott. I mean, who's very old. I don't know how many more movies we're getting out of Ridley Scott. But when Ridley Scott makes a movie, except for the last one he made, which was a bomb, which was that Matt Damon, Adam Driver movie about the fucking knights with the fucking rape. Yeah. That was just no one saw that movie, but it also was a COVID movie. I don't know, Shah, honestly. I mean, can that movie ride the wave of like an Oppenheimer, where it's a period piece, it's historically accurate, long, that looks
more
fantastic.
Interesting probably to most people. It's more violence. I'm thinking people actually might go like that. It's more intriguing to me, I think, to the general audience also.
Well, let me ask you a question. So Oppenheimer, clearly the cast is not the draw, right? I believe Oppenheimer, the director, is a big draw because Christopher Nolan, I think we could all agree whether we think he's the greatest. Christopher Nolan, people will leave the house to go see Christopher Nolan movies generally. I mean, that's just, he's got a good track record and people want to work with him. So that's what I think sold that movie, right? Napoleon, even though Ridley Scott is a legend, he's a dated legend. He's 35 years older than Christopher Nolan, maybe more. And a lot of his hits are in the past. Is Joaquin Phoenix that guy to get people to go? It didn't work for Beau is Afraid. Will it work for Napoleon? I don't know, Bisha. Like, I really want to see Napoleon because I don't know dick about Napoleon actually, and I like Ridley Scott and I love Joaquin Phoenix.
And Napoleon's a historical figure, so it's not okay, and it's not an obscure one like
Oh
the
no,
guy in Oppenheimer who designed the atomic bomb. You know what I
yeah, most
mean?
people didn't know who designed the atomic bomb.
Right. So I would venture a guess to say most people today don't even know who dropped the atomic bomb, but that's
Yeah.
another story for another day.
Mhm.
But Napoleon's a public figure, widely known. He's historical, somewhat of a legend.
Oh yeah.
And seeing someone like Joaquin Phoenix, I don't know, man. This is a toss up because, like you said, Ridley Scott's like 35 years past his peak.
Yeah, he's like 80 years old. He might even
Yeah.
be older than that, guys.
And I would say most people that would go to a Ridley Scott movie because it's a Ridley Scott movie are guys like us who are familiar with Aliens and other movies like that. So I don't know. I think someone, it might have been Drew in the chat, said they expect it to get rave reviews, but kind of peter out. I would tend to
Really?
agree with that.
So you think it's going to be a critic's darling movie, but not a box office darling?
Probably, but I was wrong about Oppenheimer. So who
Yeah.
knows?
What about you, Shah? I mean, you said right off the bat you're going to see Napoleon opening weekend.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the movie that I'm the most excited about this year.
Mhm.
But I just read that the budget for it was 200 million.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, the
So
Oppenheimer budget's 100 million, and it might cross a bill. So,
I think Napoleon's going to do really good. I think it's going to surprise you.
when
I
is
think
that?
it's gonna.
Is that a holiday movie about the conqueror?
I don't know, but I think maybe November. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's holidays.
Yeah, I honestly think it's going to hit 500 million. To be honest with you.
Okay, and which would be very profitable, but
Yeah.
also, as I think Drew and some other people pointed out, this looks like an Academy Award movie. This looks like the kind of movie that he gets nominated, Ridley Scott gets nominated, the picture
Yeah,
gets
absolutely.
nominated. Yeah, like Digital Lizard is saying, like Napoleon and Oppenheimer are going to eat up the Oscar race. I believe so. I know you two didn't see Oppenheimer. It is definitely the kind of film that was made to win awards. Performance driven, dialogue driven, the cinematography. I think Downey is, I don't know how anyone's taking the best supporting actor from Robert Downey Jr. It's the best thing he's ever done in his life. He's overdue to get an award. Of course, the lead actor, we would like to see. And of course, what's her face? Emily Blunt is the lead actress in the movie, and Florence Pugh is the lead co-star. I think, well, Slave Cheek says, I don't think kids will see Napoleon, but Slave Cheeks, we think a lot of adults will. And kids did
Yeah.
not go see Oppenheimer. Some
Well,
did for the Barbie thing, but other than that, no.
if there was 800 million made for Oppenheimer, 800 million can be made for Napoleon. That's the same people that would go.
Well, it's got twice the
So,
budget, and
same
you have to
budget.
remember there was the big push from Universal with Oppenheimer and Warner Brothers with Barbie to say, "Hey, go see these two movies at the same time because they're both great," and it fucking worked. I mean, it was successful. B show. I don't know how that worked, but it worked.
Well, because I think they served both masters, and I think they didn't alienate people by just pushing Barbie, Barbie, Barbie. It was a movie where, like, and I think we did this when we were kids. Like, mom might take someone to one movie, mom might take my brother to another
I've
one
done
because he's
that.
older
I've
than
done
me.
that with the kids. Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's not a movie the whole family can go watch. It's two movies that people can go to the movies and see, but it's appealing together to a wider audience at a time when people are willing to go out and see movies. So
Well, I'll say this right now as the one person on the little panel here that saw it, and I don't know about in the chat who's seen it. I don't know what's beating Oppenheimer as of right now. Now there's big properties coming out. We're talking about, we just saw the trailer. I don't know if you guys watched it for Ferrari, which looks fucking phenomenal. Michael Mann, one of my favorite filmmakers, mostly known for Heat. A lot of people are big Michael Mann fans from Heat in particular because it's a very cult movie, and they're actually making a fucking sequel now, and it's a big cult film. But Michael Mann has he's known for Miami Vice, from the TV show, and the movie's not great, but the TV show is kind of amazing. Um, it looks like they're lining up the box office now. You have Killers of the Flower Moon, which is also, we have Scorsese, we have
Yeah, that'll
David
be up there
Fincher,
for the
we
Oscars.
have Ridley Scott, we have Michael Mann. It seems like my brother Mike said this to me online. He was like, "Yeah, the adult movies are coming back." Like, and this is true. Like, now it's time. We had the summer, we had the fun shit, we had the Barbie, we had the Turtles, we had the comics things, whatever, and now it's time for the big people to come out and fucking, and the dicks are coming out. I mean, we're gonna have movies at the same time, guys. Ridley Scott, Michael Mann, and Martin Scorsese are all gonna have a movie out at the same fucking time. I don't even know if that's ever fucking happened before. Clearly, these are going to be the movies people are talking about. For people that haven't seen it yet, the Ferrari trailer dropped. Adam Driver plays Ferrari, and I think Penelope Cruz is also in the movie. This is like a biopic of Ferrari. Shah, did you watch that trailer?
Yeah, I was the one to send it to you guys. It's a neon movie, so as
Neon.
soon as I saw it drop, I checked it. It looks good.
Looks good.
I think when is it coming out? November?
November, I think.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, loaded.
Yeah, it's going to be. I honestly think I'm looking forward to the second half of the year more than the first half.
I think so too. I think so too. You know, Wonka. And by the way, Wonka, the Willy Wonka movie, that looks like it was meant to print money. That's coming out Christmas Day or something like that's coming out the week of Christmas. There's no chance that's not making money at Christmas time.
There's
no fucking chance.
that live action Nightmare Before Christmas movie with Johnny Depp that's being made. Is that for this year or is that coming out
can't
next
be
year?
for this year? There's
next
no
year. I think I saw an article about that earlier tonight, and it looks like it's like starting development. Yeah.
A live action Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah, with Johnny Depp. Yeah.
Johnny Depp looks like Joe Perry from fucking Aerosmith. How is he doing that fucking movie? He's gonna be Jack Skellington?
Or a giant fucking skull on his head. Yeah.
Holy shit, B-Show. I didn't hear about this at all. When was this greenlit?
This week, I think.
But they're shooting Beetlejuice too. How could they be doing that?
Tim Burton, man.
No, guys, there's no chance. That's coming out. No way.
I can't find the article that I saw earlier that said Depp was either interested or signed on, but there is
Have
some
you
stuff
guys seen him lately? He looks like Keith Richards now. Like he's morphed completely into Keith Richards.
He does, yeah.
He looks bad.
So the only thing I can find is a Disney dining fucking article. It says Johnny Depp to star in live action movie.
Okay.
Let's see.
So Johnny Depp.
What is this? The source that the news articles came from was a satire post, so it must have been like Onion or something.
Okay, I was gonna say, first of all, I don't think Disney's gonna let Johnny Depp be in a movie. I don't think that's happening.
Well, didn't he just say after saying he wouldn't go back after how they treated him? Didn't he just say that he's going to sign on and do another Pirates movie or something?
Is that real? I thought that was all bullshit too.
Oh, let me find out.
Interesting. Yeah, Shah. I mean, the second half of the year, honestly, this is the big dogs. Like you're gonna probably go to a lot of films that you probably weren't aware that you were gonna go see. I mean, there's no way you're not gonna see the Scorsese movie, right? There's no chance, right?
Yeah, I definitely want to see that in the theater. Napoleon is like opening night type of shit. I can't wait to see that. I just know it's going to be so violent. They're going to do it justice.
It is R, right? Please tell me it's an R-rated movie. Okay.
Yeah.
The guy took over like
dude. The guy came up with he brought around guillotines left and right. They're going to be chopping heads the whole fucking movie.
That's right. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I mean, I don't know a lot about Napoleon. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it because I like the history of it too. You know, but the blockbusters are coming out. And we also can't point out that we can't overlook the fact that Barbie is now the highest grossing film in the history of Warner Brothers. And it's, I think, at about 1.34 bill. You know, yeah, 1.34 bill.
Pushed back to next year. Yep.
Yes, the Dune sequel got pushed back because of the writer's strike, I believe. That was tied into the writer's strike. The Killer. If you guys haven't watched the David Fincher trailer for The Killer, Michael Fassbender is like, it's an assassin movie with Michael Fassbender. It looks like one of those kind of heavy-hitting movies. He looks really weird in it. I like Fassbender. I think he's great. He's done a lot of good indie films. The guy's a fucking ill actor. When he wants to get down, he gets down. I love David Fincher. You know, obviously David Fincher is known for what is he? He's got like 4 very specific films, right? He's got the Zodiac movie, Fight Club. My God, help me, Bischoff. David Fincher.
Silence of the Lambs, right?
No,
he did 7 though.
7.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
7, Fight Club, Zodiac, and he's got another one. He's got another banger in there.
I can't remember.
Gone Girl.
What is it? Did he do
Gone Girl?
Gone Girl's a banger. If you've never seen it, it's fucking amazing. Gone Girl's fucking incredible, dude. The dude makes bangers. David Fincher is not his Manhunter, the TV show on Netflix, is one of the best TV shows I've seen in my entire life. They were trying to get it back. It doesn't look like it's coming back. Yeah, Mindhunter. I said Manhunter. All right. Manhunter was actually a Michael Mann movie, which is the prequel to Silence.
That's a banger.
Oh, what a banger. Oh, the banger of bangers is Manhunter. Oh, do you have that shot? Do you own that?
Yeah, dude. Would you consider that as part of like the Hannibal series?
Absolutely. And Brian Cox is a better Hannibal Lecter than fucking Hannibal.
Yeah. So that was technically Red Dragon originally.
Correct? It was Red Dragon.
Yeah, Red Dragon's the remake,
which they made. which was actually very good. It was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. But Mindhunter. If you guys have never seen Mindhunter, Chris Matt, it's worth paying for Netflix. The first season is on a whole level. David Fincher is a fucking genius, man. So, Shah, if you get a chance, watch that killer. I think it's going out in theaters and then it's going right to Netflix. So that's actually very cool. But that looks like a big box office movie too, because it's David Fincher. The guy doesn't make fucking shit movies, and he doesn't make a lot of movies either. But it's weird. I've seen all of his shit. Have you guys seen like all of his movies? Be sure. Have you seen Zodiac? And I'm sure you've seen Fight Club and
Yeah, Zodiac, Fight Club. What were the other ones? I gotta look it up again.
Seven.
Yeah, I've seen all those.
Zodiac, Fight Club, Seven, Gone Girl.
I haven't
Right?
seen Gone Girl.
Oh,
It
it's
looks
great.
like he might have done the remake of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which I heard was
That's
not very
right.
good.
Yeah, it's good. It's not as good as the original, but it's good. And then of course Mindhunter is fantastic. Shah, you a Fincher guy?
Meh.
Do you
I
like
don't know. I've
Seven?
only seen Fight Club and Seven by him. I like both of those movies, but I mean, I'm not the biggest fan. But
Did you ever
I
see
would check it out.
Zodiac? I think you'd
I've
like
never seen
Zodiac.
Zodiac. No.
Oh, I
Never
think
seen
you'd really like Zodiac. It's
Yeah.
good.
I own it. I just never seen it.
Yeah, I think, and Gone Girl is great. Gone Girl is fucking brutal. Gets the second half of that
Is
movie
it? I gotta check that out.
second half of that. Well, it's based on a famous book. Now his Alien 3 is a weird
You
aliens.
did Alien 3?
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's the
One of the-
worst one.
The penal
It's
colony
horrible.
one. Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah, that one sucks, man. That one's the
Yeah.
worst one.
Is it the worst of aliens?
Out of the first four, yeah. Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, and then what was it? The Alien
Then
Resurrection.
are you going to put Prometheus
yeah,
in there?
Resurrection. Huh?
You put Prometheus in there? Because it's a
I-
prequel. I mean, it is. It's the precursor of
guess.
aliens. You know?
I guess
Yeah,
I hated Prometheus, man. I watched that in the movie
I saw
theater, and
yeah, I saw
oh my
it.
god, that was boring.
Yeah, I feel like if I watched it again, I would like it. But
Maybe.
it's
So boring till the end, though. It's just like, dude, give me something. Fuck.
did you like
do
Prometheus,
something.
Bisho?
I didn't see Prometheus.
Oh, I'm surprised, dude. It's the aliens prequel, man.
I watched like the reveal of
Oh,
like the aliens or whatever,
okay.
or the what are they, the engineers?
Yeah.
So I watched clips on YouTube and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean it's got good performances in it. That's for sure. Like Fassbender is like the OG like synth alien in it and stuff like that. But yeah, everybody's talking about Zodiac in the chat, dude. You guys
You know
need
what,
to see
man?
Zodiac.
I like Zodiac, and it's not the movie's fault. It's just the subject matter.
I'm a fan of the subject matter. Yeah,
I was actually on Reddit the other night looking through a bunch of like
Zodiac
subreddits
stuff.
about
Oh,
it.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
The Zodiac. You go through the
And it's go ahead.
no, I'm saying you go through that Zodiac wormhole, dude. It'll fucking fry your brain.
Yeah, and it's like everyone has an opinion, but it was probably not just one person, and it was probably a cop
Probably
or
not.
something.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing is like it goes in so many different directions, and I know that's the direction of it because he's getting all like wrapped up in it.
Mm.
But I almost wanted some resolution in some way, and it's like,
yeah. And
stop
Shah, you
it.
never
You're
saw
not gonna get it.
Zodiac, huh? I think you'd like it. It's hard. Are you familiar with
Yeah.
the story with the fucking Zodiac killer?
Yeah. I just never
Crazy.
seen the actual movie.
Yeah. It's very heavy, dude. You know, it's a very heavy movie. A lot of great performances. It's a fucking ensemble cast. Like the cast is ridiculous. But yeah, even like our Bayou Geeks buddies are saying, Alien Resurrection sucks ass. Look at that. Look at that big bad pug entering the chat. Look at that big doodle. Oh
Yeah,
my
he was-
god, look at the mug.
He is 107 years old.
Wow. Doesn't look a day over 55. My goodness. Wow. How old? Wait, he's 100. How old is it, Doug? Like 18?
He is finishing 15. He's going to be 16.
Jesus Christ. Look at him. Wow.
His
looks like a
breath
baby
smells
walrus.
107 years old though.
I could smell his breath from here.
His
You have
breath
to
is
remember, I have
terrible.
an old small dog. Old small dogs age like old fruit. You know what I mean? They start smelling. You know, Bisho, you still got a big giant pup running around.
Yeah, I miss my Rocco though, dude. I gotta be
Oh, of
honest.
course. I miss my Lola. Oh, Cleric
know.
of Chaos is here.
Hey,
What's up, Cleric of Chaos? So I wanted to bring this up on the show, guys, especially in the free, because this just broke today. So clearly our audience and us, I don't think this would be a shock to anybody. We're not really big on the Taylor Swift phenomenon. That's been really a cultural phenomenon for a while now. For those of us not paying attention, Taylor Swift, very sort of, in a big way, is literally no competition, is the highest grossing performer in the world. her Eras tour of her going through all of her eras of banging all these famous guys and then writing about them, which is really the crux of the tour. It's made profit over $1 billion. And the tickets are outrageously priced. It is completely like it is hard. It's like easier to get into heaven than it is to get a seat. It is literally white girl promise keepers. It's just like the whites, the whites with vaginas, this is their thing. And they go in mass and they get dolled up and they make bracelets and they sing all the songs to the point, which I was telling these guys off the air, she does soccer stadiums every day. Not maybe every day. She can't do a show like that every day, but she does about 4 a week. And now she's in Latin America doing it. So this was a phenomenal tour. I mean, just we've never seen anything like this before. 20,000 people will show up to the parking lot and sing the songs. It brings in GDP value, Bisho, to the cities she's in. Like they actually, like she brings in like tons of money. It creates chaos in all these places, and it's whatever. It's cool. I don't care. But she made an announcement this morning on Good Morning America that they're going to do, I think on October 13th, that they're going to do a concert version of this, not live, but it's shot in movie theaters. And so far, the pre-sales people are already, it's sold out pretty much everywhere for the one weekend. And it's already made about $10 million in ticket sales in a couple of hours. But this shocking announcement came from Blumhouse that because they were releasing the film, they are going to now move up The Exorcist from the scheduled release date by 1 week so that Taylor Swift can have the IMAX and the theaters and they don't have to compete with it, which is, shocking. I couldn't believe this when I saw it. Shah, what was your reaction to The Exorcist basically bowing down to Taylor Swift?
It boggles my mind. I actually had no idea because I saw the tweet that Blumhouse actually put out where he basically said that he had to switch the date of the movie, and I thought it was a joke. Like I didn't read any articles about it. I just saw the tweet, and I thought it was a meme. I thought somebody had like photoshopped a tweet from Blumhouse saying that look how much impact. I didn't realize it's actually a thing until we hopped on and he told me that she actually has a movie coming out.
Right.
So this is a foreign concept to me as far as Taylor Swift dipping her feet into the cinema world. But I hope, I don't know, man. She seems like a lovely girl. Like she does a lot of like charitable work. Like,
seems like a very nice
like a sweetheart. But
she is a sweetheart.
I'm just tired of kind of hearing about her, man. Like her, Trump, Biden, like all these, it's the same people. Beyonce. If I never hear these names again, I'd be happy.
Well, the difference is none of these other people can make a studio bump their film up a week, a fucking legacy film.
Trump might. I don't know, man. Trump might. If he made a movie.
Well, no, the studios wouldn't let them. They wouldn't. No one would. It would have to air on like Ben Shapiro's network or something, or InfoWars. It wouldn't fucking air at Regal. You know what I mean? They just wouldn't allow that. Bisho, your thoughts? I mean, I don't know that this has ever happened before. I mean, the studios must have known this was happening because it wasn't like she just said it today and they just decided today. This was obviously in the works for a long time.
Yeah, the only other movie I can think of like this that I saw was the Michael Jackson movie.
This Is It or whatever? No,
yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah,
like
I think it's called This Is It. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the last time I remember like a concert movie being this big in a long time. But it's not like it forced out other big box office movies. And truth be told, The Exorcist isn't just another big movie. It's a legacy movie.
It's a legacy movie. Yeah. It's a legacy property. It's clearly it's supposed to do well. I mean, they wouldn't do this. Now let me ask you guys a question. Do you think they should have done this? Do you think they should have just said, fuck it, let's just come out the same day as the Taylor Swift weekend and let the chips fall where they may? Shah, do you think that was on the table up until the last minute here? Because it's not that far away.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Blumhouse, I would have just kept the same date. I don't think people that are going to see The Exorcist are necessarily in the Taylor Swift gang. I don't know, man. But it might be. I really don't know because
Swifties could be into Satan.
Yeah, they might. I don't know.
Yeah,
because I mean, dude, I remember they said there was like dozens of millions in the queue in Canada to buy her tickets. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how many fucking people live in Canada?
Yeah.
That there's 30 million people in queue for Taylor Swift tickets.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I guess the demand is obviously a lot more than
Well, yeah.
you know,
Well, look,
my
she's
brain can
earning it.
fathom.
I mean, she was earning it. I mean, look, the demand is
Yeah.
there, right? We can't say the demand isn't
Clearly.
there.
Yeah.
B-Show, is your daughter a Swiftie?
Yeah, she likes Taylor Swift. She's not like super excited to go see the movie or anything from what I know so far, but she's fucking gonna be 11, so yeah.
Well, that seems like I mean, look, my teenagers and my 20-year-old like idolize Taylor Swift. They talk about her like she's Elvis Presley. And my wife likes her, which gotta admit, a little embarrassed by that, but whatever. Go on. I'm sorry.
No, that was it. I'm just amazed by the chat this week. That's all.
Yeah, the chat is out of control.
Yeah, no kidding. I've already had to ban like 4 people.
What? Are you serious?
We've officially made it, guys.
Why do we have to ban people?
Oh, there was some. I'll tell you guys later. There was some shit being said that.
Oh, I see it, but it comes with YouTube, man. That's part of
That
YouTube.
comes with YouTube, though. That's part of the
Part of
game.
I'm just saying
You'll-
we've officially arrived on YouTube. We've had to start.
You'll
banning
get
people from the
trolls
chat.
that'll talk about your mother, that'll make shit up about you, talk about your kids. This is YouTube.
Oh, that's exciting. Oh, but that's
Yeah, it's
actually a
exciting
rite
times.
of passage.
But
I
at the
know,
same
that's what I'm
time,
saying.
like I'm actually honored that this person made 5 different accounts to log on just to say something for 2. Like, thank you for
Oh,
being so
Marquise
obsessed.
Johns is in there. Wow.
Yeah.
How did I miss all the?
We all got free blowjobs this evening by this guy.
Oh,
Shout
who's
out to
this
you.
guy?
Shout out to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder
Here,
who
hold on,
it
let
was.
me get on camera so I can smile for him for his 2 seconds of fame.
What's that?
Shout out to you for making 5 accounts to dropping that.
Wow. No, I missed it.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of
It's
it.
YouTube,
Wow.
bro. That's what you get.
Yeah.
Oh, some of it was targeted at you. It was pretty nasty. So.
Oh, it was targeted against me?
I figured it was some angry AEW fan or something from your super.
It doesn't even matter. Let's not give this person.
Oh, I just think it's
This
funny.
is what they want, you know. This is what they want.
I know.
Well,
But-
yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
But you know, as far as the Taylor Swift thing goes, and I think Lippman's in there now. Oh, what's up, Lippman? You know, this is all a new experience for me because I didn't know anything. Like, I'm so old. Like, I don't like. I see her. I know she's popular. I didn't know she was selling out soccer stadiums 5 times a week, Shah. I mean, like, there's nobody who can do
Yeah.
that. Metallica don't do that.
Yeah, I mean that's like Michael Jackson type of numbers.
That's what
say.
people are comparing it to. That comedian Andrew Schultz said,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, he said that. He was on with his show with Charlemagne. He said, this is the new Michael Jackson. Like, this is what Michael Jackson did. This is the Michael Jackson of this generation. Is that possible? I mean, yeah, I mean, like even Marquise Johns, shout out to Marquise. She literally shuts towns down. Like she shuts, like cities have to stop things because she's performing. You know?
Well, and also it's getting weird too because I think I sent you guys this link. She was at a friend's. It might be a celebrity.
Michael Antonoff, the songwriter.
yeah.
There. Yeah.
It was at their wedding rehearsal dinner in some restaurant in
the
Jersey,
Hamptons.
I think.
It was in the East
Oh,
Hamptons.
it was in the Hamptons. Okay. Like they said, I saw an article that said hundreds, but someone else said maybe 1,000 people showed up and just barraged the place asking for her to sing songs.
In the Hamptons, by the way, which is a small beach town. I mean, it's an affluent beach town in Long Island. It's not like Manhattan where there's already tens of thousands of people walking around, if not more. Yeah, she like shut down. I saw that was last weekend. I think that was last Friday. Yeah, I mean, Chris Madden saying she's on Michael's level. We're talking about the fame and the popularity and the mania.
Solely the demand, not the talent.
the mania. That's, you know what I mean, like the mania behind it. I mean, you know, that to me, it's just like, you know, I'm just gonna say this honestly, like I've heard the same songs probably you guys have heard or stuff like that. I don't get it. They're good. She seems nice. She's very cute. She's a very cute kid. Seems like she was raised good. Does a lot of charity stuff. You know, she says all the right buzzwords now and all this other stuff. But to sell out soccer stadiums all over the world 4 or 5 times a week, I mean, I don't know that anybody's that good, B-Show. You know what I'm saying?
I know. You know, I did gain a little bit of a measure of respect for her. A couple months ago. There was a video that came out where like her management wanted her, like, don't say things about politics. Don't say this. Don't say that.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
like,
I saw that too.
I'm going to write what I write. I mean, this is my stuff. I'm not going to write just because I want people to like it. And then a few months later, she's got people barraging restaurants and crashing Ticketmaster or whatever the fuck. So
yeah,
good for her.
And she's maintaining it, which is a bit unusual. You know, normally we see this and that. She's been around she's been around for like 15 years, man. She's like, you know, in her early 30s now. She was famous when she was 16 years old.
My parents saw her in concert opening for another act when she was like 17 or something
You're
like that.
kidding.
I
Wow.
remember they went. It was at the amphitheater at the zoo. They have concerts there,
Jesus.
and I don't remember who it was, but they went to go see somebody, and they're like, "Hey, there was this young girl, and she was, just really good, and looked like she was having a good time." And then I end up finding out it was Taylor Swift. I'm like, who the fuck's Taylor Swift? And then years
Really?
later, she's the next fucking Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. I mean, look, I understand. I think it's a smart business move for the studio to do that, but it's a bit weird. Like because the thing is she was going to take over the IMAX. And now I think, just like Tom Cruise was upset about the IMAX with fucking Oppenheimer and Barbie, like I think that's what it was, Shah. I think it was really more about IMAX because by the way, this Taylor Swift movie is only for the weekend. It's not like going to play for months. It's an event. It's supposed to happen on like, this weekend in October. But I'll tell you this, I would be surprised if anyone puts a movie out that weekend, I think they're in trouble, right? I mean, was anybody trying to compete with The Exorcist? Do we know? I don't even know. Do you know, Shah, was any other movie supposed to come out?
The same weekend, I have no idea. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that so many directors and actors are fighting over the spot for the IMAX. I didn't realize it was that big of a deal. I mean, we had like Tom Cruise earlier this year. Now we have Exorcist and Taylor Swift. It's kind of surprising.
Yeah, I think you got to. IMAX is a limited capacity, right? There's only one theater, and if you have an IMAX, and then they also have RPX now. Like Bisho, is every theater by you have an IMAX?
No, I mean, some of them try to do their own thing where it's like an extended screen and
Yeah,
surround sound.
RPX or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's called something different here, but it's very select. And the closest actual IMAX to me is Ann Arbor, which is like an hour and
Oh my
10 minutes
God!
away.
Wait, if you want to see an IMAX, you have to drive over an hour away to another state.
Yeah, it's up in Michigan. So a friend of mine, shout out to my buddy Lewis. I don't know if he checks in from
Oh
time to
my
time, but
God!
my buddy Lewis used to date a flight attendant. And so if he wanted to go to IMAX, he would just like follow her to some like random town that he knew had an IMAX theater. So he'd
Huh?
like check in. He's like, "Oh, I'm in Iowa." I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing in Iowa?" He's like, "Dude, I had to see Star Wars on IMAX."
Jesus
So
Christ!
yeah.
Shah, do you have access to IMAX?
Yeah, I have one about 15 minutes away.
Yeah,
That's
me
the only
too.
one I have, though. Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
15 minutes away.
Yeah, I have them at the gang mall, and then I have them at the other mall. So I have them at both. Um, wow. Yeah, I didn't know that was. Also, look, grew up in the city. I grew up like I lived in Manhattan, so to me, it's like there's a movie theater like all over the place. But I do think it's strange, like that the studio had to make this announcement. Literally shot 6 weeks before the fucking movie opens. But the reality is, it didn't get delayed; it got moved up a week. So it's cooler. We'll get to see Exorcist a week early. But I will tell you guys this, as a guy who goes to the movies every week, one thing I will not do, I will not go anywhere near the movie theater that weekend. I will tell you that right now. You couldn't pay me to go near the movie theater that weekend. You know what I'm saying? And because it's going to be absolute chaos. I mean, it's going to be fucking bedlam. And I don't know if other studios are gonna, and the other thing is this: what if it does really well, like a Terrifier? Do they hold it over? You know what I mean? How do we know this won't delay other films, Shah?
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's true. Is there any other horror movies coming out in October? Usually we
We
got like
thought Five Nights at Freddy's.
that's it though, right?
Five Nights, yeah,
Saw?
but that's a big property. That's supposed to be a fucking huge movie.
Well,
Five
The
Nights at
Saw
Freddy's.
sequel's coming
Oh,
out too,
Saw
right?
and Five Nights at Freddy's. Holy shit.
And
So
Exorcist.
so you have so October, and this is the only, by the way, there could be more, but these are the big studio ones for Halloween time. We have Five Nights at Freddy's, Saw, and The Exorcist, and Taylor Swift's Eras. There's a lot of horror movies.
Here we go. I'm pulling up Game Rant because they have a list apparently.
They have a game. Okay, they have the list.
Alan Wake 2, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Alone in the Dark.
That sounds familiar.
No. Okay, Five Nights at Freddy's, Exorcist Believer, Saw 10. That's it?
Well, but yeah, but guys, think about it.
Holy shit.
There's 4 weeks in the month. That means every week one of those movies is going to open, and the one week it doesn't is Taylor Swift, which is the second week in October. B-Show, doesn't Five Nights at Freddy's open Halloween weekend? I think
I
it does.
think so. It said like the 28th or something like that on
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Halloween's a Monday or a Tuesday this year because I think it was a
Yeah.
Sunday or a Monday last year. So, yeah, Shah. But those are three. But all three of those movies, Saw, Five Nights at Freddy's, and Halloween, Saw, Five Nights at Freddy's, and The Exorcist are all going to be competing for box office. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For Halloween, and then of course you'll have Taylor Swift. I don't know what the fuck else is coming out around that time. I can't imagine. I don't think. I know Aquaman is coming out, the sequel, around Christmas or Thanksgiving, and then the Marvels, which is the Miss Marvel movie, the sequel, that's coming out I think in November as well. So, but I think that's a pretty good lineup for Halloween, for the Halloween movies. Um,
Craven.
Craven the Hunter, I forgot. Did they delay that because of the strike or no? No.
I'm looking at Movie Insider. I don't see. Oh, it's from August 31st, so it looks like it's current.
Okay, so this is literally today.
So here, let me share this because this is all the
Yeah.
movies coming up in October.
Then we'll head over to the Patreon. We have a bunch
Before we
of
wrap up to go to the Patreon, you guys want to do some predictions for October? See which ones are going to bomb and which ones are going to do good.
Yeah.
We
By
can,
the way,
like,
there's
reflect
a
on
lot
them,
of movies coming
see
out.
how correct we were.
Well, I'll say this: if all right, if I'm going to make a prediction on which three of those horror movies does the best box office, this is just a gut. I'm just going to say this right now. I think because Five Nights at Freddy's is a very popular culture thing with a lot of younger people, and so I think that's going to probably do better than The Exorcist and Saw. Saw, this is supposed to be like a prequel Saw, or it has Jigsaw in it again, so that's going to get a lot of people's nipples hard. So I think if I'm going to predict the three as far as financially, Freddy's, then Saw, and then Exorcist. I have a feeling The Exorcist is not going to perform that well. Call it a hunch. I don't know what. I just feel like people aren't going to show up for it in the theaters. What do you got there, Shah?
I'm shocked to hear that. I'm the opposite. I think Exorcist is going to be number one.
Mm.
I think number two is going to be Freddy, and I think Saw is going to shit the bed completely.
Even with Jigsaw in it?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I do. I think it's going to shit the bed.
Not only is it Jigsaw, it's the other girl. It's the original OG girl that she's in it too.
But I do think Exorcist is going to do extremely well. I think that's gonna surprise you.
I just don't know who that's for. I honestly, like I told you, when I saw it in the theater, when I saw that trailer for the first time during Asteroid City, there was mostly older group, like my age and older, mostly older, literally groaning. People were fucking groaning during the trailer, like they couldn't believe it was real. Like they were like, oh, like that. But look, I'm gonna probably see all three. I'll definitely see all three. B-Show, go ahead, pick them. Who's leading the pack for that?
I have to say the worst performing may be The Exorcist. I got to agree. Then Five Nights at Freddy's, and then Saw. I mean,
Saw. Wow,
as
three
much as
completely different picks we got.
Yeah. As much as people shit on Saw at one point was
It's
the
an
biggest horror
institution.
franchise of all time.
It's
It
an
was.
institution. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a way that like I grew up in the early 90s watching Friday the 13th on VHS. It's like that to a certain generation. It's just a big tentpole movie, and they're claiming they're going back to the beginning and all that stuff. So it's got a lot of promise. And honestly, I think people are getting tired of the shitty ad hoc reboots like The Exorcist. I think the idea of Saw brings something different for people who wanted the franchise to be more like the original movies, like the first three. So I'd have to say Saw is probably going to take it.
Yeah, I mean, Shah, I'll say this. I'm not saying that that's going to be I think that's going to be box office. I don't think it's going to be the best of the movies. I just think it's going to outperform.
No, yeah, I'm just solely speaking numbers.
Yeah, I'm going off of numbers. I'm not. I don't give a shit about Five Nights. I'll go see Five Nights at Freddy because it looks pretty cool, and I know dick about it. But I judging from when I saw the trailers, like and everything like that, the reaction. Saw 10. I can't believe there's been 10 Saws. I just can't.
That's what I was gonna say. B-Show, you mentioned people are tired of reboots and stuff like that. You don't think people are tired of 10 Saws?
I think, and I realized the hypocrisy when I started saying that, but I committed and I wasn't going to back away from it. Yeah, because I was like, oh, they don't like an ad hoc remake like the fucking Exorcist, but Saw, and I kind of paused a second. No, I think going back to John Kramer, bringing back, I can't remember the other girl's name. his assistant. I think it almost like God, I always hate comparing shit, but like the Halloween 2018, people were sick of some of those too. But like kind of restarting, like rehashing some things and going back to certain characters. I think with bringing John Kramer back, that's probably a good way to go. And I think a lot of people will be up for that. I
Yeah,
really do.
that's what I'm thinking too. I think that's a part of it. I think that's a huge fucking part of it. People wanted to see Jigs. Look, Saw without Jigsaw is not going to work. It's not going to work. You know what I mean? I think The Exorcist, I think they're going to struggle to see who the audience is with The Exorcist. I don't know, like, that's the thing. I don't know if young people are going to show up for The Exorcist, Shah. I don't know. I don't know. They have to get the older people to come in big numbers for
See,
that to
I
be.
disagree because I think the younger people also know about The Exorcist because I mean they sell the T-shirts at Hot
Mhm,
Topic. They know about The Exorcist, man.
mhm.
I think the name itself, is going to carry a lot of weight.
I mean, we're going to find out. I mean, it's not that far away. So, we will find out. But we're going to end up going over to Patreon. We have a bunch of stuff we want to get to, a bunch of movie stuff. So you're going to want to head on over to patreon.com so that you can get the rest of the program. And of course, we want to give our little plugs. We're going to plug Deathmatch Outlaws. We're going to plug the Drew Yari Show. We're going to plug Cassette Classics 86 on YouTube. We're going to plug Down on the Thundercast. Don Tony, who I believe is doing a show with Kevin Castle. Of course, Necromaniacs. You want to be checking them out every week. And of course, the Inhuman Experience podcast. Our friends Mojo and Dirk's Most Dastardly Show. The Garden of Doom. That's Jeffity Lippity 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 Lip 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 Lipman. The Old Guy Metalcast. FunkBetty.com. You want to get some nice fall clothes? You got to go to FunkBetty.com today. MJW Games. And of course, Cherry Jesus on YouTube and his band Kaiser. Red River Podcast and Sam's dead band Playing Dead. Excuse me, Sam is not dead. That would be terrible. Bayou Geeks, Fatty 316, of course, and the High Marks Podcast, and of course the Midnight Mass Creature Cast, the Weekly Detour with Anthony Elston and Teddy, Guns and Geeks Podcast. Shah, what's happening on Planet Mondo?
I don't have anything up yet, man. I've been working too much, so the channel's not been updated for probably a month or so.
A month.
But I have a back catalog. You can always go check that out. Some reviews and random shopping, and just check it out. Planet Mondo on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram, planet.mondo.
Planet.mondo. And of course, B Show. What's happening on the B Show Brian channel?
Nothing recently, but I want to plug something. If you want, some people have given me some good feedback. If you want to know more, I mean, it's kind of a joke, the gayest horror movie of all time, the Friday or the Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2.
Yeah.
Right. So I did a mini doc on that people thought was pretty good, and it is a little humorous. It points out a lot of the double entendre of the movie and how it came to be. And then I watched a documentary called Scream Queen. It was like the story of Mark Patton, who played that, who lived it. And after watching that, I did a follow up to that after watching. So if you want, go check those two out. It's the Gayest Nightmare, and then the follow up is I think attached in the same playlist. So bshowbrian.com.
Yeah. Now, is that Scream Queen still on Shudder, guys? I think it is.
I think it is. I think I even saw it on Tubi, I think, a while back, so you can find it.
Yeah, and I believe he might have been having some health issues, possibly. So there was like a GoFundMe for him in the last couple of months.
He has HIV, and during
Oh, okay.
COVID, I think he was compromised. So
Oh,
he was.
wow, Jesus.
I felt bad too because he was like getting out and doing the circuit for the Comic-Con or the conventions and stuff, and had a little. He was in a couple low budget horror movies. It looked like he might have had some little bit of a resurgence later in his life, and
Yeah,
then
he was doing
his health. He
appearances.
just
He was doing appearances.
very
But
nice guy. I've interacted with him on
yeah,
social media a few
yeah,
times.
he seems like a sweet guy, and that's a great documentary. And people should be checking that out. So we got a ton of stuff we're going to get to on the Patreon. The Patreon, just so Joe Punch is asking, is a Patreon portion live? It is not, but you'll be getting that Joe Punches as a Patreon member. But thank you guys for the chat. I have no idea what happened in there, but we'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful holiday weekend.